Imagine yourself in the middle of the night, looking out on a clear sky full of stars. You see the eternal space, dark, cold, empty, and all the stars floating around like dust in a darkened, empty ballroom. Somewhere out there might be a shining star with a little spot, just like ours, full of life in all its complex and beautiful forms. But at this moment in time, we only know of one such world, Earth, our home, a vibrant, diverse, lush garden of life, an interconnected, constantly emerging web of beauty, songs, and movement. And yet, 5 times before, life has nearly been extinguished. Like the last flower standing in flattened pavement, life on Earth is resilient, but the traces of the past prove that life could be eradicated. Currently, our biosphere is experiencing the first throes of a 6th mass extinction, with 75% of the planet's species endangered. Fossil fuel emissions have increased the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere and altered the Earth's climate from its established trajectory. Meanwhile, natural biomes have routinely been replaced with altered, unnatural forest plantations and high-intensive monocultures, which deplete soil nutrients and freshwater reserves. The intense farming reduces the productivity of the land, but we have found an unsustainable path around it by non-renewable fertilizers. Currently, we are collectively using the equivalent of what 1.4 Earths could renew in 1 year, and we only have one Earth. Studies by the Club of Rome show that if we continue our current level of resource usage, we would cause a global ecological collapse by the end of this century. There is only one thing you must know, and that is that we must transition.
Greetings. You who are watching this, you are some of the most important people who ever have lived on this globe, because you are living during a time when our actions will determine not only the fate of our civilization but the fate of our planet. For 65 million years ago we have never had such a crisis as today, created by the collective actions of our civilization. So, what we have before us today is the greatest adventure that humanity has ever encountered, and either we fail and create a mass extinction event that could dwarf the one that wiped out the dinosaurs, or we could move forward and create a new sustainable future for humanity and for our globe. The power is in our hands, the future is in our hands. We need to unite. We have the power to change it, but that means that we must embark on a journey together, the greatest adventure humanity has ever endured and experienced, and that is to transition our world towards a sustainable future. And here you play an immense and important role. You are the main characters in the greatest epic humanity has ever encountered. My name is Enrique Lescure, and I'm the chairperson of the Earth Organization for Sustainability, the EOS, and I am very proud to have worked together with a dedicated team who have contributed much to an alternative design for the Earth's resource management. In short, how we are dealing with our resources, with our soils, with our water, with our space. And to reach sustainability, we have identified 3 criteria. The first of which is that we need a budget ceiling, and the budget ceiling is regarding our usage of the Earth's resources. We may not use more resources than the Earth could renew every single year. And today we are using 40% over that, and that is not sustainable. The biosphere will crash within 100 years. That is a fact. We need to live within the budget ceiling established by nature. The second criteria is we need a circular economy where goods flow within the system's arteries as much as possible without any unnecessary waste, bottlenecks and structural damage. And the third criteria is that no human being should be starving, should be homeless, should be without shoes, without clothes, without education. All human beings on earth deserve to live. So we need a global income floor for every human being. Our movement is not only about the environment, it is about humanity. And humanity is a part of the environment, and life is sacred. That is our founding philosophy. Why are we doing it? Why are we disturbing the climate? Why are we killing sea life? Why are we depleting the finest soils and the remaining freshwater reservoirs of the world? Why are we doing it? Our theory is that we have created a system depending on exponential growth. Why have we done that? Because we have created a system built on debt and interest. And when we have a mountain of debt and interest created out of thin air, something needs to fill that air. And what is filling that air is surface. Surface on our planet transformed into monocultures, into linear systems intending to feed the pyramid scheme of the exponential growth racket. And we cannot do that. We cannot continue with that. That will cease in some way or another during this century. And either future generations will pay the price, or we can start changing it now. And that is why I want to talk with you about the design. What is the design? The design is a model for a future society. And the foundation is the energy survey, where teams of researchers, citizens and control units determine the state of the Earth and determine the Earth's renewal capacity. That is our budget. Each human being, and this is the second foundation, each human being will receive their own share of the Earth's renewal capacity. So you, everyone, will own a part of our world. And for your part, you can decide what you want to consume, what you want to use and everything. But everything is happening with the third foundation. And that is costs are based on the environmental footprint of goods and services. This will incentivize both producers and consumers to focus on sustainable products, because they will be cheaper, unlike today when they are more expensive. Now, one thing I need to tell you about the design is that we are not a political party. We do not plan a revolution or to win elections based on this. The only thing we ask is an opportunity to implement this system locally, to test it out. Because we need to see whether it works, we need to see what weaknesses it has, and we need to introduce you, the public, to it. We are basing the design on the scientific method, and that means that we need to examine it critically ourselves. We need to identify flaws. We need to develop it, because one cannot implement an untested system globally. We need to let it grow organically from the bottom up, and for that we need everybody. We need humanity to join together and build up something new, allow something new to sprout from the bottom up and create a sustainable future for mankind. So, what are we doing? We are helping youths to grow food sustainably within biodomes. We are helping refugees to learn new skills, valuable trades, to become integrated in meaningful activities that would widen their perspective and would widen the perspective of other participants. We are working with projects intending to strengthen democracy, sustainability, resilience, and identity of communities. We are doing all of that and much more. And we need you. And it's not us that needs you, it's your planet that needs you. So therefore, we invite you to join us on this journey, the greatest adventure humanity has ever embarked on, to save this lonely ship that we call the Earth from sinking into an ecological disaster. You are needed. You are the most valuable human being who has ever existed. And we urge you to visit our website at eosprojects.com and learn to know us. We are very interested to hear what you have to say. You are welcome.